Are you thinking a townhome might be the best option for you when moving to Richmond, Virginia? Well, if so, stay tuned. You won't want to miss this video where we will not only explore some townhome communities, but talk about some things that you really need to think about before signing that offer on that RVA townhome. Hey y'all, I'm Holly. If you want to know everything that the Richmond Metro Area has to offer, well, you've come to the right place. Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell so you'll receive notifications each time I upload a new video, which will be about twice a week. I have people reaching out to me on a regular basis who are thinking about moving to the Richmond area or maybe just have questions, and I absolutely love it. I can't wait to hear from you. Please give me a call or shoot me a text at 804-380-6041, or you can send me an email, whichever is most convenient. I can't wait to chat with you. So before we talk about those things that you really need to consider before signing a contract on a townhome, let's explore a couple different townhome communities out in western Henrico within the Shore Pump area. Our first stop is Bay Cove. Now, Bay Cove has about 160 townhomes in this community. They were built back in the late 1980s. However, a number of them have been updated in recent years. Some of them have 2 levels and others have 3. Now, this is one of the communities that do not have a garage as part of the unit, but the unit does have an assigned parking space. Now, this community, similar to most townhome communities, do have HOA fees. So that is definitely something to keep in mind if you are considering this or a similar complex. Now, Bay Cove is a lakefront community. On the other side of the lake, on this side of Causeway, are some different apartment complexes. You'll see Causeway there in the distance. Now we're going to hop across Causeway and take a look at another townhome community called Berkeley Point. I think Berkeley Point is one of the most unique townhome complexes that the Richmond area has to offer because of its architecture. It has that Williamsburg feel to it, including the gravel streets. You will find 1-story living as well as 2 in this community, and they were all built back around the mid to late 80s. This community does have an HOA as well. Just like the Bay Cove community across the street, this community is also lakefront. During certain times of year, you'll see all sorts of geese and ducks on this lake. It's a lot of fun to watch them swim. Now let's head out, and I'm going to show you a hidden pathway that leads to a great place to sit, relax, and watch the water. Now, as you turn off of Wild Lake onto this gravel road and head down the gravel road, this awesome view awaits you. What a great place to sit back, relax, and enjoy the water. And don't forget to look out for those ducks and geese. So now let's chat about some things that you must consider before signing that contract on that Richmond townhome. HOAs. Now, I know you all have heard me talk about HOAs before in other videos, but they really are very important to consider. Now, HOAs with townhomes oftentimes cover a number of things other than just general community membership. Sometimes they will cover trash removal and snow removal, or maybe even water and sewer in some cases. There may be a pool or clubhouse or tennis courts or some other outdoor recreational amenities that may be covered, as well as outdoor landscaping. So if you have a townhome that has a flower bed, say around the front or around the side, then hopefully that would be covered. Closeness of your neighbor. Now with a townhome, they're typically right next door to one another, touching. So you have an adjoining wall in between you, if not on both sides of you. Now, some of the townhomes are very good about insulation, and I feel like almost you could have a freight train go through the apartment or the townhome next door and not hear it. But others, you really can hear every noise. So think about whether that might bother you. And if it is something that you're concerned about, when we go out to look at the townhome, we can schedule a little extra time so you can be in the townhome and listen to your surroundings and see if you can hear that individual that lives next door to the unit, or the cars out in the parking lot, or whether you have a playground area that's behind this particular unit and you can hear people that are out on the playground. We can definitely take the steps to help you get a little bit more peace of mind if that should be a concern. Now, something else to consider is, do you want a garage? Some of the townhomes in this area do not have garages. They have parking lots, so your car would be out in the open. Some do have garages, but they are not attached to the townhome itself. So you might have to park on the other side of the parking lot and then walk to your unit. And then there are some that do have the garage within the unit. So you might have it on a different level, like the ground level, and then you walk up to get to your main living level. Or some other form of setup that would have it right there at your doorstep. Pet restrictions. Now, I see this more often in condominiums than townhomes, but I have seen it in some of the townhomes in the Richmond Metro. Some of them have pet restrictions in terms of the number of pets you have or the size of the pet. Some will say no large dogs, or no a particular breed of dog. So it's always good to check on that. I had a client that had 2 medium-sized dogs, and they were looking for a townhome, and the areas that they really wanted to be in, there were quite a few of the townhome communities that had those pet restrictions. And unfortunately, that really limited their choices, but we were able to successfully find them a community that they were happy with and their furry friends could come along and be happy with as well. Financing. Now you might be like, Holly, why financing? Isn't financing regardless of whether it's a condo or townhome or single family home? Unfortunately, the answer is no. There are some lenders out there that want to apply more stringent guidelines to condo and townhome purchases. That's just their policy, or the policy of the lending streams that they have available to them. But not to worry, there are a number of lending options out there that do not have those restrictions. I'm happy to connect you with some of my lenders that my clients have worked with and been very pleased with and have not run into that challenge. It's also good to have a local lender because it can give you a competitive advantage in the offer process. And with the market as crazy hot as it is right now, it's always good to have that extra little boost behind you. Privacy. Now, with townhomes right next door to each other, you're not going to have a lot of privacy like you would in a single family home that sits on 2+ acres of land. So when you walk out your door, typically your door to your neighbor's condo or townhome is going to be right next door to you. Or if you're sitting out on your back patio, you might be able to hear your neighbors next door if they're sitting out on their back patio. So that's something to think about if privacy is a top item on your list of things to have. Townhome living may not be the right option for you. Location. Now, if you are interested in the city of Richmond or Henrico, Hanover, at least parts of Hanover and parts of Chesterfield, there are many different townhome options available for you to choose from at varying different price points. Now, if you are more interested in places like Goochland or Powhatan, the number of townhome communities are very, very small. And so you're not going to have the options that you do in other localities within the Richmond Metro Area. So that's something to think about when you are thinking about areas of town, as well as whether a townhome is right for you or not. Another thing in terms of location is in the city of Richmond, a townhome is going to look very different than, for example, Henrico County. In the city of Richmond, there is not a lot of off-street parking. Many of the townhomes that you might see have all on-street parking. And so that could mean that you are walking blocks to get from your car to your townhome or vice versa. And on a pretty sunny day, when you don't have a whole lot to carry, that might be fun and actually very enjoyable of a walk. But if it's pouring down rain or there's snow on the ground and you just came from the grocery store and have bags of groceries, walking back and forth is not going to be the most convenient thing. So consider that as well when you're thinking about a townhome within the city limits. I hope you found this information helpful, and if you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe and click on the bell so you'll receive notifications each time I upload a new video. Also, if you'd like for me to do a video on a specific topic or a specific area, please like this video and comment below, and I'm happy to add that to my schedule for you. I love hearing from you all, and I hope that you will reach out. My telephone number is 804-380-6041. Feel free to call or text me. Also, feel free to send me an email, whichever is most convenient. Until next time, always remember, together we can, RVA.